Well, guten tag, my fellow gamer people. Today I'm going to talk about two of the very best turn-based RPG games ever made. At least that's what I think. I'm of course talking about Interplay and Black Ilse Studios Fallout 1 and 2. Fun enough though, I actually started to play Fallout 2 before I played Fallout 1. Anyhow, Fallout 2 was released back in 1998, and back then I was way too young to buy that game. I think it had a 18 plus rating or something like that, and I was about 14-15 years old at that time, so I had to use my super social engineering skills at the local video game store to even be able to buy Fallout 2. But all that hard work sure was worth it, because Fallout 2 was like the holy grail of turn-based RPG gaming. And it had pretty much everything a kid at my age back then could possibly desire. You know, all that forbidden stuff. You know, like extreme violence, harsh language, sex, nudity and so on. But that's not even the half of it, cause Fallout 2 are a really gigantic game. I mean, there's like millions of things to do and places to visit, and I mean, just the character creation part are like an adventure of its own. I spent like hours and hours creating unique characters for Fallout 2, but there was a big downside to all of this though. Because the very first version of Fallout 2 was very, very buggy. In fact, the game could actually make your PC crash into desktop, you know. Or even worse. Speaking of which, back then it was Windows 98. And it was like the kernel 32 or the... I think it was something called like this page can't be shown or something like that, but anyhow it was a blue screen of death anyhow. And I should also mention of course that there's so many different kinds of weapons to choose from in Fallout 2 as well. I mean, you got like miniguns, flamethrowers, shotguns, magnum revolvers, you even got like you know, submarine guns and so many melee weapons like goddamn samurai swords and stuff like that, and many weapons can be upgraded as well. And I haven't even mentioned all the Easter eggs or the random encounters which you can find in Fallout 2. I mean, that's like a game in a kind of way, because I remember that there's a handful of Star Wars Easter eggs, for example, like if you take up the map screen in Fallout 2, and I think it's in the left or the right corner, I'm not sure, but there's like this serial number at the bottom of the map screen, and that's actually the cell where Leia from Star Wars is held, you know, in that prison cell in the first movie. So I mean, the whole game is full of that, and there's some part of the game, I can't remember the city's name or town's name right now, but it's a place where you go down into like a well, and there's Easter egg from, I mean a Goonies Easter egg, because the well is full of coins when you get down at the bottom of it, and you know, and he does this, I think it's your own character that says something like, this is my dream, and he just counts the coins and I'm gonna take them all back. Because that's exactly what Mouth does in Goonies. I mean, the whole game is full of Easter eggs and random encounters. And I mean, just speak of random encounters, I do remember a really strange one. There's like this dead whale in the middle of the desert, and I think there's like a plant of some sort or a flower that you pick up, but I can't remember actually what you're supposed to do with the flower. But anyhow, that was like a big what the fuck moment, because I remember the first time I saw it I was like, what the hell? And I think it was early in the morning or late in the night, because I still was in high school back then, and I just felt like, holy crap. And there's also this, I think it's a X-File Easter egg, when I think you find like a dead alien or something like that. It's because it's some kind of transportation vehicle from like the future or something like that, because it has like some kind of super stim pack kind of health kind of thing. I mean, if it looks like nothing else in the game that has to do with, you know, regaining health. It looked like some kind of needle kind of thing. And I think there's like hundreds of random encounters or something like that. And I mean, even though I have played the game so many times since 1998, I mean, I think I finished Fallout 2 at least 20 times, and I still haven't found all the Easter eggs or the random encounters. And I think there's still, I'm not 100% sure, I could be wrong now, but I think there's still a homepage up and kicking that's called No Mutants Allowed, because that page actually lists all the random encounters, Easter eggs and weapons and such, but I don't know if that site is still alive, because I haven't visited for a long time. But I hope it's still alive, because that means that that page has been up and running since 1998 at least. I don't know if it was made in 1998, but I do remember that even though I was still in high school, the page was there. So it has been around for at least 10 years plus anyhow. And before I forget it, there's also an official expansion pack for Fallout 2. I think it's called the Restoration Project. You guys should check it out, because it's fucking awesome in my opinion, because it adds even more gameplay value to Fallout 2, and it also fixes a lot of the bugs that's pretty well known for those who have played Fallout 2 in the past. Because sadly enough, even with the last official patch to Fallout 2, the game are still pretty buggy, and there's nothing more irritating than, you know, you have made a really epic character and come really far and all that, and then you get a crash bug, and the save state can actually become corrupt. That has happened to me quite a few times. I'm more than aware of the downsides of those kind of bugs, so I would recommend that you get the expansion pack and the unofficial patches as well. I think they're still around to be found, because that makes Fallout 2. I mean, I remember that I think it was PC Gamer Sweden that gave Fallout 2 a 89 out of 100 grade, and one of the statements why it didn't get any higher grade was because it was way too buggy. But with the the unofficial patches installed and the expansion pack, which I mentioned earlier, then I have to say that it's at least a plus 90 grade kind of game. And I can't really say that there's any turn-based RPG game that can even match Fallout 2 to this day. At least I think that. And I mean, there's also, I should also point out before I forget it, that there's so many different kind of endings in Fallout 2 as well. I mean, every single non-player character that can join your team has a slightly effect on the story in Fallout 2. So if any of them die, then they're dead for good then. So you should keep that in mind if you play Fallout 2, and same thing goes for Fallout 1 as well, of course. Because there are, I can't remember everything, but I remember that this really fucking irritating character, I think his name is Myron or something like that. He's a geek, elaborate kind of person. I do know that his famous quote, like, "Yet, motherfucker, yet," because he's the creator of a drug named Yet. I'm almost 100% sure his name is Myron or something like that. He's like a super irritating kind of person, but he's really important because if you're intelligent enough in the game, then you can actually make an antidote for the drug Yet, and you will get so much karma and such if you be able to fix that, and that will help you gain popularity in different villages and cities, and of course you will save a lot of lives by doing so. So it's important to keep as many of the MPS characters alive as possible, because you don't know how important they will be further on in the game. So that's something to keep in mind when you play Fallout, no matter if it's Fallout 1 or 2. And so what about Fallout 1 then? Because I have talked about Fallout 2 all this time, pretty much. Well, as I mentioned earlier, I started to play Fallout 2 first, so I got the whole background story backwards, because Fallout 1 takes place before Fallout 2, so it's like a chronological kind of thing. Anyhow, I bought Fallout 1 shortly after that I had finished Fallout 2 back in '99 sometime. And well, Fallout 1 ain't near as good as Fallout 2, but it's still worth the money, I think, because Fallout are like the little brother of Fallout 2, but still the game offers a lot of epic gameplay value, I think. If not, it's really important for the background story to understand things in Fallout 2, because there's like a lot of references in Fallout 2 about Fallout 1, which I didn't understand, like the one with the water ships. There's like this part in Fallout 2 when you find a lot of water ships, but I didn't understand the joke, because I haven't played Fallout 1 yet. But I have to say that even though that Fallout 1 and 2 are old as hell, both games still pretty much rule the RPG genre. Well, at least when it comes to turn-based RPGs. So if you haven't played Fallout 1 or 2 before, then you should pick them up as soon as possible. And I mean, now there's talks about Fallout 4, so that could be actually a really good idea to do. And I think I'm also gonna do a video about Fallout Tactics, because that's also a really good game. I mean, it's not even near to Fallout 2, because it's a mission-based kind of game. But I think Fallout Tactics deserves a video as well, because I had a lot of fun with that game. And to be honest, I haven't actually finished Fallout Tactics, because if I'm not totally wrong now, there was like a crash bug or something like that. I don't remember which mission it was, but it had something to do with corrupt save files as well, and that was before I changed it PC a very, very long time back in the days when I was in college. And I got so fucking fed up with the whole thing that I just screw it and started to play something else instead. I think it was like Unreal Tournament or something like that. Anyhow, so I never actually finished Fallout Tactics, because I just lost the whole feeling about it. I was just fed up with the bug. I mean, I didn't feel like playing the whole thing from the very start. So, I mean, that was like back in 2002 or something like that. So, I think I'm gonna give it another try, but this time I'm gonna look for if there's like unofficial patches as well, because I don't wanna experience the same thing again. And I mean, everyone knows how fun it is to, like, you have come so far in a game and then you get like pretty much screw it over, and you can't. You have to play from the very start to be able to finish the game. So hopefully I won't experience that this time. And this would be pretty much it about Fallout 1 and 2. So feel free to subscribe, of course, if you like our videos, and if you got anything you want to comment about Fallout 1 and 2, then feel free to do so. So take care, people. This is v19 signing out. Bye bye.